What is up, survivors? This is Harv with Harv's Corner. Today we're going to be talking about, for the 101, we're going to be talking about the lava biome. The big, really nasty, really hot place. So we're here on the Genesis map in the Volcano biome, and that's what we're going to go over top is the Volcano biome. To start it off, it's hot. It's definitely hot. A little warm. A little on the warm side around here. So obviously it goes without saying, you want to be prepared for hot weather. That's going to be a thing around here. This biome, I'm going to come all the way up so we can see the ceiling of it. It's pretty big, basically. So you can see that line. That's the edge of the map here, and it kind of goes down all the way down that way. Cuts over all the way around, kind of, generally boxy shaped like most of the biomes are, but it's kind of hidden. It doesn't look boxy when you're down there on the ground. Obviously up here you might be able to see it, but pretty cool, pretty interesting. There is some key places to take a look at and to definitely points of interest. Obviously, if you watched how to get magmasaur eggs, the video that we put out last week, then you probably, week before that, sorry. Then you probably already know some of the things we're going to go over, but just in case, we're going to touch on all of it. But it's pretty big. There's not a lot of even flat areas. So if you're planning on building or doing something like that in this area, you're going to have to get a little creative as far as that goes. So obviously there's a giant volcano in the center of this. So this volcano will erupt, and I can't actually get to the top of it, which is kind of a bummer. But this volcano will erupt roughly every 30 minutes. Usually I think I timed it's like every 32-ish minutes that the volcano erupts. You'll see spontaneous, and you'll feel spontaneous earthquakes, and much like the Arctic biome, you'll see avalanches of rocks kind of come down when that's going on. But the volcano itself really only erupts about every 30-ish minutes. Now, and once it does erupt, it's going to erupt for about a solid 5 to 8 minutes. When it erupts, it's going to do kind of like what the volcano does on Ragnarok. It's going to start firing out chunks of magma that are going to land. Now, if you're anywhere near those suckers, it's going to do a lot of damage to you. If it hits you, it'll damage structures or all that. There's certain places that I've noticed that you're kind of safe. It looks like towards, on the eastern side, you don't seem to see a whole lot of that lava getting chunked over. And then there's certain places around the north side, actually, and this is the north side that we're going around. The north side seems to be fairly protected too. I think it's really just because of how the volcano is shaped. Primarily, most of those flying chunks of rock are going to be popping up and dropping around this front area here. But again, you obviously want to be careful. As far as creatures, the X creatures in here have like a little fiery magma effect going on with them, but we'll kind of talk about everything. So you're going to see some of the scorched earth critters. You're going to see thorny dragons out here. X ankylos are out here, and they're the ones with a little fire on them. Iguanodons are out here. X triceratops are out here, and again, they have the lava look when it's out here. You have X T-Rexes. Kentros, X Allosauruses will be out here too. There's a lot of carnivores in general around this biome, and that's one of the avalanches I was talking about, the Earth's quaking right now. So if we're out here during the volcano when it erupts, we'll hang out, and I can show you what that looks like too. Dodocaris will be out here. Stegos will be out here. You might see parasaurs typically. They're a little bit more rare, but you'll see them out here. Scorpions you'll see out here. Centipedes, snakes, those typical things. Bats you'll see out here. Inside the volcano, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, you're going to see X lava golems. They're basically rock elementals, but they're X creatures, so you get better stats on them. Obviously, the magmasaurs are native to this biome, and they're going to be in and out. You're going to see them wandering around in and out of this place. But you'll also see little things, Gallimimus. We even have a few Dimetrodons that lull around out here. As far as flyers go, it's really just Argentavis that you're going to see scooting around. But like I said, obviously the magmasaurs are native to this place. Here we go. There's what I want to talk about. They are basilisks out here. Now, normally you couldn't tame these guys without rock drake eggs, but in this biome, you can actually tame them with fertilized magmasaur eggs. So if you're curious about how to get those magmasaur eggs, feel free to watch that video. And you can actually tame the basilisks that are out here. They wander around pretty commonly, actually. They're not quite as rare as you might think. Oh, Megalanias, that's actually another good one. They're out here too. So let's talk about kind of points of interest and resources. So down here, these are like an oil field, like natural oil deposits down here. They can give off, when these guys erupt, if you're near it, it'll shoot you up in the air, obviously to catch you on fire. I have admin codes on, so it's not affecting me right now, but if you are in range of this, it'll poison you for a certain amount of time if these guys erupt and you're near it, so you definitely want to be careful of that. In this general area, you're going to see, and I said there are arthropluras right here too. There's a decent amount of obsidian out here. The volcano in general for any sort of mineral resources is actually pretty solid, but you will periodically see, and I'm trying to look for one so I can show you. There we go. So there's a couple of oil deposits out here, and that's what those jets look like before they erupt. So you want to pay close attention to those things. But again, like I said, obsidian's out here, oil rocks out here, perlobias are out here. Oh, I get hit with the poison gas. So it can still go off. You got to be right on those suckers when they go off, but it'll start to drain your oxygen down. It's all bad. It's all bad. But there are a few different. Wow, it's taking forever to go away, ain't it? So there are regular oil rock out here as well. So in this general area that we're kind of overlooking, you're going to see oil, you're going to see obsidian, you're going to see oil deposits, oil rock. That's pretty much it. Obviously, this typical stone and things like that. These horn things don't look like you can actually harvest them for anything. They just kind of look cool, I guess. Scooting around here, you can actually use some of this as water, but these springs will fire you up in the air if you're near them too. So there is actually a water source out here, which is odd. But around towards this back end is where you start to see a couple of scattered metal deposits. Sulfur you'll see out here as well. That's pretty much it. Obviously trees, all that good stuff. Metal scattered around. Down here it tends to be a little bit more tame. The problem that you have is big carnivores that come chasing down out here, so you can get overrun kind of quickly. I would say if you're building a base in here, I would say don't stick to the south side where we're at. Stick to the north side. It's going to be a bit easier to build and to defend your stuff. Out here it's kind of the same way. You kind of have these oil slicks that are hanging around, but out here you're going to see metal. Those same poison gas things when they go off will still apply to you, the fumes. But yeah, you'll see some metal out here, some obsidian out here, oil rock out here, oil deposits out here. One of these ruined things, which looks like maybe it was supposed to be an obelisk at some point, I guess. Not entirely certain. Anyway, ruined structure, that's what we're going to go with. But at any rate, that's the general south-ish area of the map. This is the south edge. That's primarily what you're going to see. Now, as you start to move up, you're going to start to see these lava pits. These will do incredible damage to you, so you pay attention to those. Now, I don't know if maybe it was done like this on purpose or not. I don't know, but if you actually have a full hazard gear on, lava doesn't seem to hurt you, which is kind of interesting. But also very important, because if you want to breed the magma swords, you got to do it in lava. So there's lots of lava pits out here as well, which seems a little treacherous, but there's definitely rewards as far as resources and stuff goes. You're going to see some of your missions are going to be out here too. But like I said, as we go up the hill, that's really what you're going to see. You're going to start seeing the lava formations, and then you're also going to see these little cave entrances. And I think this one's actually just a connector to the other cave, but you'll notice the purple rock, and that's a dead giveaway. And you'll see crystal inside of those. This is actually just a little in and out spot. But actually, there's that spot, and then there's another cave down here. This little cave is kind of its own little guy. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's a dead end. So the entrance to this guy is at 39.8, 86.9. And again, the purple crystals are kind of a giveaway. You can't really harvest them, but they're a giveaway. Inside of here, you'll see more crystal deposits. So again, pretty much any mineral you can think of needing to harvest is pretty much in this biome. But it's a nice little cave. Sort of the same resources. The elevation's just going to be different and kind of scattered around as you come up the volcano. It's very twisty and windy. You're going to find your glitch notes out here. There's going to be a couple different entrances. We're going to see this entrance here. This actually enters into the volcano. And that's one of them, but we can go. I'm going to give you the couple that I normally use right here. If you spawn in on the east on volcano, you spawn in basically right here. And again, if you watch the magma sword taming video, then you probably already know this part. But there's two ways to get in the volcano directly from here. So basically you'll spawn in right here, and you can follow these paths up, and they fork. Either one will take you to an entrance. If you go left, it goes around and down and around to this one that's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. And this one is 32.385.4. So if we go back, we went up, here's the fork this way, and then you just follow the fork all the way over, underpass, all the way down to this cave entrance. And this is 33.382.4, so they're pretty close to each other. Inside the volcano is a lot more interesting. It's like its own separate biome in here, but you do not want to be inside of this if the volcano is going off. Inside, you're going to find a lot of insects and a lot of bats and a lot of magmasaurs and a lot of rock elementals. Now these guys, I'm trying to see if I can find one real quick. See one of these rocks, I'll know right away what it is. Oh, here we go. Just like that. It's a really dark black rocks. Those are the ones. And those are the rock elementals there. Anyway, inside of this place, there's obviously a lot of minerals to harvest. There's glitch notes in here. There's missions in here. There's a lot to do in here. Crystal, metal, obsidian, sulfur, and also, more importantly, red crystals. And also there are black pearl deposits. So we're going to find those crystals and those black pearl deposits typically in these lava beds where we find the magmasaur eggs. And again, go ahead and check that video out and I'll give you coordinates, but you'll see obsidian down here. You'll see these red crystals that you can harvest for element shards, but you'll also see black pearl deposits where you can just pick up the black pearls while you're out here too. There's a couple different deposits down here. There's that one, and again, there's another one over here. And they kind of do the same thing. Let's say you don't need the black pearls, but you want the element shards. Let's go back outside because that's going to help you out a little bit. We're definitely not going out the way we came in, but whatever. So if we start to journey up the side of the volcano, what we will eventually run, you won't see nearly as much. But if you journey on the outside of this volcano and start going up the sides of it, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do to find one to show you, because they're kind of scattered around, but you'll find the red crystals actually out here. This is a nice little spot. You got a couple oil deposits out here towards the top. But around, oh, here we go. Around the lava and then around some of the paths, you'll see it, but they'll be scattered around outside of the volcano too. So if you don't want to necessarily brave it and go in there, but you want the element shard, you can also come out here and grab those. One of the new mining drill, it's definitely a good thing to be taken out here to harvest these things with. I feel like we kind of talked about everything out here. The volcano that erupts, the resources you're going to find, the animals that you're going to find. It's pretty cut and dry. At first I thought it was going to be kind of a boring biome, but to be honest, you're going to spend a lot of time on this biome, mainly just to get element shards. So I would highly recommend getting a magmasaur, because if you're riding a magmasaur inside the volcano when it erupts, you actually can just sit inside of there. So it's a little bit easier to get in and out of. The tech skiff, obviously, if you can ride a skiff in there, that's a good thing too. I mean, yeah, it's a little dreary, not a very happy looking place, but it is the volcano, and I think it's done up pretty well. I think it's kind of cool that we see like a really big biome dedicated to something like this. I don't think we've seen anything like this. Maybe the North Island on the center with the volcanoes on it. Like that's like the biggest thing that I could try to compare it to. Kind of its own separate beast out here, but I dig it. I like it. If it had a bit more flat areas, I would honestly think about, like, I don't know, I'd kind of want to build out here, to be honest with you. It's got some cool tames and vicious stuff and a lot of good resources, and the essentials are still here. They're obviously not as many, but you're still going to find these, like stone you're going to find plenty of, but you can still find wood and berries out of the bushes here. There'll be bushes that look like this, and then there's like they kind of look like thorn bushes. Yeah, like briar patches here. So you can definitely get berries out of those guys too. So, I mean, all your resources are still here. I think you would kind of be, unless you had a bunch of canteens you were filling up, I mean, you'd kind of want to build somewhere close to these guys so that you had water. But that's pretty much it. Alright guys, that's kind of a general overview of the volcano biome. If you found this video helpful, please throw me a like there, hit me a subscribe, leave something in the comments, let me know how I'm doing. Follow me here, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. We Twitch live stream Friday and Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And definitely follow me on Twitter, because if we do any impromptu streams, I'll always let you guys know there as well. So Friday we're going to do another taming video. I think we're going to go over... I'm not going to tell you what you're going to go over. We're going to have to. You're just going to have to wait and see. But we do have a few more videos lined up for Genesis. I wanted to take a specific 101 to talk about each biome, and then eventually I want to take one to just talk about just the Genesis engrams, just the engrams that got introduced in Genesis and how they work. But that's about all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and until next time.